Sister Crow kicked it off. Let's talk about how I just made $125 being surveyed by a company online from the comfort of my home. I'm at home, so we on the homestead today. Welcome to TT's house, okay? Let me be your auntie today. Um, I'm gonna allow some people to come into the room. I don't. This is my first official YouTube live. First off, let's start with that. I'm about to give y'all some good information. So bring your notepads, your pen and paper. If you're new here, hello. Tell me where you're from, what you expect from this live, and if you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask them. As long as I can see them, I'm going to answer them live. If you are watching the replay, if it's already ended and you're just now coming into the room and seeing things, don't worry, I still got you. Ask your questions down in the comments. And when I'm available to respond, I'll do that. Of course, I'll do that. Just keep it cute, okay? Please respect my space. Look, let's housekeeping, rules of the road. Keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. And when I say vehicle, I mean off your phone into my phone into my face if it's disrespectful. Keep it away from me. Keep it away from my people. I will block you. I'll remove you. This is a safe space for people that want to learn something, that want to grow, that are self-aware, that are accountable, and they want to bust some moves because that's what we're gonna do as a disabled, type 1 diabetic, chronic illness warrior. We still things life still has to consider. This is what I choose to do now that I have more time to do so, and I'll let the apps and all these other resources pay me, and I'll talk about that. But we are talking, so I just got some crazy feedback, so I'll pause. Hold on, let me turn that down. Sorry, y'all. This is new for me. So, y'all, like, if you've been on YouTube and you've gone live with headphones on, are you supposed to be listening to yourself talk? I'm getting like, let's see, that's probably like a good 15-second delay if I'm looking at this clock. Right. But so hopefully y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, if you can see me, let me know. If you have issues, let me know because I don't want y'all to miss nothing. And I see we got one person in the room. Speak up and please let me know that you're here. I'm talking about being praised to survey. Let me show y'all the chickens why I see if I can get a few more people in the room. Let's do it. Let's do a tour real quick. Let's do a tour just real quick before I go have a seat on the porch and really get to talking to y'all. Make sure you follow the rules so you don't lose your space because there are a lot of people on the waiting list to be a part of these survey groups or research participant groups. Like I said, they come in many different names and forms, but there are people that are waiting to get onto these lists. So do not get kicked out because there's a good chance it'll be a long time, if ever, before they circle back around to you, okay? Because you can't follow the rules. So read through the terms and conditions. If you sign a non disclosure agreement, follow the non disclosure agreement and follow the rules and be thorough with your answers. That's the first tip. So let me see. Because I'm tired. So I wanted to sit down before I kept talking. So I don't lose my voice. I mean, lose my voice and lose my wind is what I'm trying to say. So, okay, y'all. And it's hot out here. But I did a survey today. I can't disclose who it was with. It was with Cash App. And it was for $125 paid out via Cash App. And it took us 75 minutes to get through the interview. I cannot talk about what we talked about in that meeting, but of course it was their app related. Um, and I was sent an email from them saying, "Hey, value customer, we would love your feedback on some of our, stuff so they can better improve their product." So you have to take a like preliminary survey to see if you fit the group of people that they're looking for. That one took about 5 minutes. It is not paid. You don't get paid anything for that preliminary survey just to make sure you fit the group. Okay. When you see stuff like that come through your emails, pop up in your app notifications, when you scrolling through the many different apps that are on YouTube, Facebook, whoever, and you see the opportunity to take a survey, if it's coming directly from the company that is offering the survey, because if you read the description of this post, it does, I do say that I'm going to talk to you guys about how to not waste your time, how to spot scams, how all that stuff. So one of the first tips on how to not waste your time and possibly avoid scams, because it's not always certain that stuff is a scam, but I'm a big believer in if it looks sketchy or if it has red flags, to listen to your first mind. So I don't know if I've ever come across something that hadn't been a scam because I just chose not to deal with it. But I still do enough where it's fine. If I miss out on a few, better safe than sorry. So if you come across a post, an email, a sponsored ad on any of these apps that is asking you to review a service, to review a product, to review an app, to give your opinions about something, and it's something you never used before, it's probably not legit. A company that is looking for feedback so they can better their products are going to reach out to people that they know for a fact have used their products. That's just their due diligence that they're going to do as a business. Okay, I've owned businesses before. I can tell you this firsthand. I'm not paying for an ad to just grab a bunch of rando people that want to get paid to give a fake opinion. So they will verify you. Okay, they're not going to spend money to do it if you don't belong there. So if you don't fit, I was gonna say you must have quit. But if you don't fit, they're not. You would have never even seen that ad. So that is more than likely a scam. Okay, avoid those. Write that down. Avoid stuff that you are not familiar with. Why are they asking for your opinion if you don't know anything about it? Okay, and then a second tip to make sure that you're not wasting your time is to ensure that it's actually coming from the people that say they want that information for you. So, again, just today's example, I was interviewed by a rep at Cash App. The emails, the notifications, the calendar invites all came from Cash App. They all came from my Cash App email. I knew it was legitimate. You can't fake the email. I know there's tricky ways where they add special characters and stuff like that. None of that was there. Okay, so take your time to actually investigate where the message is coming from. Is it actually coming from somebody or is it a third party? Yes, stuff can come from third parties that are legitimate, but the way that this world is set up today, I'd rather be better safe than sorry. So I don't do those. So did it come from who it was supposed to come from? Do you have a relationship with that company? Number two, and then lastly, make sure that it's not anything like astronomical. Like, hey, for 5 minutes of your time, we'll pay you $500. Just come on, y'all. Come on. Like they're definitely gonna pay you for your time and compensate you. Sometimes it's low. It's like $15 for 30 minutes. Sometimes it's like today, $125 for 75 minutes. Sometimes it's, hey, can you meet us down in our corporate office if their corporate is local to you? Because they can see where you are. If you have a relationship with them, you have an account with them, they can see where you are because chances are it's in your billing, your shipping, it's in your something account information, and they can see that you're local. And if they invite you down to a face to face appointment, it may pay a little bit more. I have been interviewed by Facebook research team in Chicago, Illinois, where I'm originally from. And I had to hop on the metro train, and I was in the south suburbs. I hopped on the train, gladly paid that $5. It was like 5.25 fare because I made over $200 for a couple hours of my time, maybe 3 hours, including, I just had a brain fart, y'all, including the transit time. I don't know why I just blanked out for 2 seconds. This is real life. But so it just depends. I've taken surveys for things like TV shows. What did you watch last week? Do you remember the ads that were played in the, whatever? And that was like little $5 surveys. I've listened to radio. I've done radio surveys where they want you to listen to music and you thumbs up or thumbs down a song, or you rate it 0 to 5 or whatever, and it helps them create the playlist that they put on the radio station. I've done that for a broadcasting company also in Chicago. Since I've been here in Arkansas, which we've been here for going on 3 years now, I've done surveys again with Cash App. I've done surveys with UPS through their Small Biz Buzz group. I've done surveys with T-Mobile Mobile Home. T-Mobile home internet. Get it right. I've done surveys with, oh, there's so many. And then, even like the survey apps. I'll save that for another day because I have not done the survey apps in a long time. So I just want to make sure my information is still accurate to make sure nothing's changed on those apps. So we'll do that in a secondary live. But today we're talking about research participant surveys where you're either in a group setting or it's a one-on-one with you and a representative of that company's research department, like I don't know, whatever they call it. Those that pay either in cash, like today's paid me in Cash App. They put the cash right into my Cash App account. Some places like UPS Small Biz Buzz, they pay in as well as T-Mobile Home Internet Community. They pay via gift card, and the gift cards can be for Walmart, for Amazon, Visa prepaid, and a few other different stores there as well. When I did a survey with that radio station, they paid me with, I believe that one might have been a PayPal deposit. When Facebook did it, it was, let's see, I've gotten paid through Facebook so many different ways. For the one that I'm talking about specifically, when I went down to their office, I believe that was a Visa prepaid, but they pay via PayPal, especially if you're on any of their monetization programs. It's PayPal, mostly direct deposit. Um, and then there's some others out there, but it's a lot of different ways where whether it's cash or it's a gift card like Walmart, that's how we buy groceries. There was a good solid 3 to 4 months where I was paying for my groceries in full for the entire month through Walmart gift cards that I received through the UPS store. Their research group is called the Biz Buzz, the Small Biz Buzz, sorry, Small Biz Buzz. So you can look it up and see if you can get in there. Smallbizbuzz.me, I believe, is their website. Once I'm done with this live, if somebody reminds me in the comments, hey, Krissy, what was that link for UPS? Ask me and I'll make sure to type it back in there. Um, but that was that one. And then I want to talk to y'all about making sure, not making sure, because you can't guarantee anything, but how you can increase the chances of you being selected for these groups. Because, of course, they're going to choose the best candidates. They're not necessarily going to want the people that are going to always say what they want them to hear. They're not looking for yes men or women. They are looking for people with real feedback on their products so they can fix it or they can keep pushing forward with what they have because we know people like it. So if you don't like something, you have to voice it. If you do like it, you have to voice it. But then on top of that, you can't just say, yeah, I like it. No, I don't. You have to give good feedback. The best way to ensure or to increase the chance, I keep wanting to say ensure, to increase the chances of you being selected is to be thorough. That's what I was saying when I walked in here. Be thorough. Yes, I like this because, and I also like this because, and this was okay. I would have preferred. Like, think of those. Start your statements off that way and be thorough. Be wordy. Don't toss out word salad, but be very wordy. They will read. These are not rando people on the internet that hit you with I'm not going to read all that. These are people that do this for a living. This is what they signed up for. They get paid to read what you have to say. So write it out, okay? Use Chat GPT if you have a hard time getting your words on paper. Do the voice chat with Chat GPT and speak out what you want to say and then let Chat GPT um, write it out with correct grammar and punctuation if you need it. I'm not judging you. Do what you got to do, make your money, okay? But make it real. Don't ask ChatGPT to do it for you. They can probably see through all of that. The same way that you use an AI to go through and dot their I's and cross their T's, they're probably doing the same thing. So don't fake it because again, you don't want to get kicked out. You want to be an asset to their company, not a liability. And let me read my description because I feel like I answered everything or addressed everything that I said I was going to talk about today. And you know what? I don't think it's going to let me read my description. Again, this is my first time using this. And I turned the camera off, turned it back on. I'm pressing all these buttons, y'all, trying to see what these buttons do because I have no idea what these buttons do. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I didn't want the video to be crazy long because I know sometimes people get on these lives and they talk for like an hour straight, which is good if I had the audience to do that. I've only had two or few pop on while I was on here. Thank you so much if you're here listening to me ramble on. But as my community grows, I'll stay on as long as I need to answer all the questions. So, but since I don't have any questions so far, if you have a question, please type it in and I'll answer it. I'll let it linger for a little bit. I'll do a quick recap just to kind of cover my bases again, and I'll leave it short so that way if you miss my lives and you're coming in and watching the replay, you don't have to scroll through an hour worth of video to get the info. So I'm going to always try to keep it under 30 minutes. But pretty much, I was giving my experience this morning. I had an interview with a representative from Cash App's research team. And I was sent an email. The way that I got this gig was I was sent an email about them needing to talk to people about their product, their app. And Cash App, I'm sure, I can't be positive, but I'm sure they have also sent me, and how can I say I'm sure and positive at the same time? I'm almost certain, let's say it that way. I am almost certain that they also sent me a mini survey, just one of those quick one or two question surveys within the app. That's usually the first step. When you see these apps or anything emails say, we would love your opinion about something, do it. Even if it doesn't pay you, yeah, it may take 5 minutes away from your life. Y'all lose more than 5 minutes every day arguing with strangers online, okay? Do the survey because that pretty much takes you down a path. To see if you fit those paid situations. It's not guaranteed. I cannot guarantee you that because I mean, I can't. Who am I? These aren't my companies. I can't guarantee it, but I'm telling you, when these surveys come in and you give good feedback, you're responsive, and they can use the information to better their business, which makes them more money. If they find you a good fit in their research program, they will compensate you for your time. I am proof of that. I've been doing surveys. Let's see, my children are 14 and 15 right now, and I want to say I started doing surveys when they weren't even in kindergarten yet. So it's been over 10 years. I've been doing this for over 10 years, y'all. Um, and y'all can definitely do it as well. So there's many different ways to do it. Again, this is a recap. I've done TV shows, I've done radio surveys for TV shows for radio. I've done TV and radio as well, but another story for another day. I do teach you how to monetize your life by sharing your story. So y'all get a lot of random things about me, where I tell y'all how I make money doing what I do. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I dang near never leave my house because I got peace, y'all. This is my peace. Why would I leave this? Why would I leave this? And not to say that you have to have the same goals that I have to be a homesteader, but whatever your peace and comfort looks like for you, I hope you get it. And if you get it by my help, I'm so grateful to God to be able to be a blessing, you know. So I'm not the only person out here doing it. Consume all of these pages that you find that want to help you get it, especially when it's no charge to you. Not saying that people don't deserve their money, people deserve to be paid for their time. But if you are not there yet, if you are not at a point where you can afford to pay somebody or it just don't make sense to pay somebody yet to do certain things for you, you can definitely do it yourself because there are people like me out here that have no problem giving you the free game because it don't cost me to give anything. And honestly, once you get into consulting and freelancing and all this other stuff that requires you to work for somebody else, that just adds stress to your life. And I'm honestly trying to remove as much of that as possible. I am over the booked and busy life. So let me get back focused before we hit the 30-minute mark. I done got sidetracked. Um, but you can definitely get paid to survey and give your opinion about so many things. When it comes across your page, do it. When they email you and ask you for more information, do it. At the bottom of those surveys, it may say something along the line, would you mind us contacting you about future opportunities? Do it. I've done that so many times, and sometimes it'll be 2, 3 years down the road before they finally get back to me, but I'm on that list. When they start to go through their list trying to find people to reach out to get their opinions, you can't be selected if you're not on the list. Okay, so put yourself on the list by being an active surveyor. give reviews, share your opinion. When they send you the letters in the mail, how was your experience at such and such.com? Whatever. Give your opinion, follow instructions, first of all. Don't just, again, don't fake it. Follow the instructions and give them the answers. Not that they're looking for, but give them the answers to the question that they asked. Because, it's not like a school paper where you kind of like fill the page with fluff because you didn't hit enough characters. Like, you don't have to do that with them. Although long responses are doing my thought process out loud. Long responses are ideal, but make it make sense, y'all. Don't like get them to read y'all stuff and they like trying to ball the paper up halfway through reading it because you filled it with so much fluff it's no longer making sense. So, if you can't answer it in long format just because you don't have the information to put it in there, then you're probably just not a good fit for that survey. So, let's just keep it there. But that was pretty much the first part, making sure that you actually respond to surveys so you get sent more information to possibly be a paid survey participant. Then you want to spot the fakes. You want to spot the scams. You want to make sure that you're speaking to who is actually supposedly requesting this information from you. If Snapchat is asking you for a survey, make sure it's coming from Snapchat. If it's Cash App, make sure it's Cash App. If it's Facebook, make sure it's Facebook, okay? If it's a third party situation, like maybe Quadralics, I think that's one of them. Video Insider is another where it is a third party survey group. I mean, that's still more legitimate than like surveyyourmama1023.com. Like, I don't know, that's just that's just what popped up in my head. But you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like ain't no company with no name like this, with all these numbers and dashes and randomness. Like, check the if it's a better bureau, a better business bureau, or some type of trust pilot situation, make sure they're a legitimate third party survey company before you start giving them your information and payout information and stuff like that. Most of these places don't even want your payout information other than either a cell phone number so they can text you. Small Biz Buzz will verify you by your phone number, and once you're verified, you select the gift card that you want. They email it to you, and the gift card comes through Redemption something. It's a gift card site. So again, these third party sites are legitimate sites that are well known in the neighborhood. After you get out here in the world and start doing these things, you will start to recognize legitimate companies because you'll see that multiple large multi-million billion-dollar companies use the same companies for their payouts. They use the same companies for their third-party surveyors. You see what I'm saying? Like T-Mobile, Home Community, and the UPS store, they use the same platform to run their surveys. I can just tell by the layout that they use the same platform, but with their branding, with their privacy statements, with their own stuff, but on a like software as a service where you like plug and play according to what you need for your company. So you'll start to recognize stuff. So it's really easy to accept things once you start to be able to identify what's what. Another way to spot a scam is, what did I say, y'all? I don't have notes. I'm just doing this off the top of my head. Another way to spot a scam is to, make sure that the offer sounds legitimate. Don't give 5 minutes of your time for like a 3 day vacation. Don't give 30 minutes of your time for a $500, Kohl's gift card. Don't, because I mean, not to say that there's anything wrong with Kohl's, but chances are nobody's giving Kohl's gift cards away for their payment. Is it somewhere to some random store that may be local to you? They know it. So you'll be happy to accept it because it's familiar. It's probably popular in your area, and you'll probably be like, oh yeah, I want a $500 gift card to here real quick. And that's kind of how they get you. So Make sure that it sounds legitimate. Walmart, Amazon, even places like Lowe's, Home Depot, big box stores, you may get gift cards for there, but it's not going to be a gift card to your local mom and pop shop. It's not going to be a gift card to a gas station. It's not going to be a gift card to a food truck. Those are definitely ways to spot scams when it comes to paid surveys. So make sure you pay attention to all of that, because the last thing I want y'all to do is take my information and go get scammed. So take note of that. If it didn't come from who said they wanted the information, avoid it. If it is giving an offer that just is astronomical, tickets to Disney World, okay, ignore it. If it is a third party that you've never heard of before, it has a sketchy website, they don't have an email, you Google it and it's not showing up in the first page. Like if you Google Walmart, Walmart probably shows up on the first 30 pages because Walmart has a name that big. If you Google this company and it's only popping up in the first, second, or third search, and the rest of the page is a bunch of randomness about that site, it's probably not a legitimate site. So yeah, there's that. And then last but not least, we talked about what did we talk about, y'all? Last but not least, we talked about, I think it was just making sure that you're thorough. Yep, 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 yep. That's it. That's what we talked about. Make sure that you're thorough. Make sure that you're answering questions so they continue to bring you back. Make sure that your answers are honest and thorough, so they bring you back and they can actually use the information that you provide to better their product or services. And depending on the setup, this is another tip I'm adding at the end. Um, like if it's a group participation type deal, you actually start to become known in the group. Not to say that you're doing it for recognition or fame or anything like that, but as a social media content creator, I do on many platforms. It's nice to be able to gather more like-minded people to follow you on your journey online, because when you have people that speak back, when you have people that understand where you're coming from, when you have people that genuinely want to support you online, it is a lot easier to do what you do online. It's not as stressful when you're not always dealing with people that you gotta check. You always clapping back, you always defending yourself, you always defensive. Don't nobody want to be like that 24/7. So being in these groups and being very vocal about my opinions and getting the companies to recognize me as someone that gives good information. I've gotten tip of the day many times in the UPS. If any of y'all have visited UPS Small Biz Buzz and seen the monthly business tips that pop up at the top of their page, I've been up there quite a few times as business tip of the month. I think at least 3 times in the last year. My business, Simply Minovate, has been up there. So, I start to get paid through the survey groups because the survey groups pay me. And then it brings me new followers. It brings me possibly new business, and I get paid from that as well. I get paid from views on certain apps. I'm not there on YouTube yet, but I have gotten paid for my views on Facebook. I get paid for my views on Lemon 8 now. I get paid for my views on TikTok, and I think that might be that. I think that might be it. Fan base is there. I've made like $1 on fan base, not necessarily from views, but from my subscribers. So I'm not really making any money there. But yeah, we'll talk about all of that. I just became a Lemonade creator, paid creator. I got my first $25 payout on Lemonade just a couple days ago, actually, after being accepted into the group. What, a week ago? They pay out dang near immediately, which I love. I love that they pay out weekly. Um, so it's one post took me 5 minutes to do, made $25. So yeah, I ain't buy a house with that $25, but it's money. If you're making $25 here, $100 here, $5 here, $15 here, 125, it adds up. So as a self-sufficient homesteader, yes, I got chickens. Yes, I got chickens. Yes, we got eggs. Yes, I could sell birds. Yes, I have a little tiny garden because I'm still trying to get my green thumb together, y'all. Um, yes, I could be doing that homestead stuff. That is the stuff people always do on their homesteads to make money, but there's so much more to homesteading than just raising chickens and selling potatoes. Okay. So I want to show y'all the entrepreneur side of things because homesteading is still fairly new to me as far as working and living on the land. So I'm going to tell y'all about what I know. And as I learn things along the way, I'll share that with you too. So learn from my experiences, learn from my mistakes, learn from what I got right. And, let's get it. This is a two-way street. You can definitely speak with me here. You can definitely give me some tips and information. I'll try it, and if it works, I'll let you know. If it didn't, I'll let you know. And you can do the same with me. If it works, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. If there's anything that I touched on that you want me to double back on and give more information, let me know. Again, if I asked you to put something down in the comments because I can't remember everything that I told y'all, make sure to do that so I get y'all that information. The only thing that I ask, which I'm on YouTube today, so I don't even think there is a private message option, but if you do have a question and you want more insight, it has to be done publicly in the comments so that way other people can benefit from the information. If I ever open my books back up for people to get personal strategy, then that I will definitely send you a link. But I'm not looking for business at the moment. I'm enjoying my peace. I'm just sharing my information. Hopefully, it helps you. I hope it blesses your life. And I love to be able to have these conversations with y'all more often. As I feel like it, I'll plan out just a little bit so I can wrap my mind around what I want to say. But I like to just get up here and talk with y'all and chat. I don't want to make it educational like a school classroom. I don't want to do a webinar. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to, hey girl, hey bro, hey, and we learn, we make some money, we bust moves, we kiki about it, we testify about it, we shake hands, and we do our thing and pass it on to the next one. Each one teach one, pay it forward as many times as you can, but imparting, because I'm definitely about to get off of here. I hope this helped you. I pray and hope that you get everything that you wish and desire to have in your life. And I hope you get so much of it that you have to pay some of it forward and give it to somebody else because you gotta make room. More blessings are on the way. Y'all have a great day, y'all.